What's up, y'all? We are back with episode number 2, and this one is the 5 biggest mistakes for a beginner, okay? Most people are not failing on their fitness journey because they are lazy. They really aren't, right? They're starting it for a reason. They are failing because they are doing the wrong things. Emphasis on wrong. There's so much stuff out there they are consistently doing that is not right, not good advice. So here are the biggest mistakes I see over and over and what you need to do instead, okay? So number 1 is changing the plan every week. Program hopping may feel productive, but honestly, it is killing your gains, right? We want to build consistency. It's like practice. The fix is to stick with one program for 8 to 12 weeks, right? Then that way progress comes from repetition and progressive overload, okay? You guys have heard me speak on progressive overload constantly, okay? Although novelty is good, it can help elicit change, but if you have a good program, it will have novelty built into it. All right. Moving on to mistake number 2, okay? Training too hard too often. This is something that I see way too often, way too consistently, right? More is not always better, especially when recovery or nutrition is poor. There is a good fix to this. The fix is, I always suggest 25% of your program should be high intensity. 25 might even be too high. 20% is good. The rest should be moderate intensity, okay? Biggest thing that I think helps clients the most is saying leave 1 to 2 reps in the tank, okay? And that's in all movements. We want to perfect the movements. The strength will come, I promise you, okay? Mistake number 3 is ignoring recovery, right? Sleep, stress, and rest days matter more than most people admit. Like, this is where the actual adaptation happens. The fix is to prioritize sleep like it's part of your training, okay? If your recovery is off, your results will be too, okay? Mistake number 4, overcomplicating nutrition, right? You don't need these fancy diets, okay? Extreme rules for your diet will create short-term results, but they will make long-term results not even feasible because you cannot sustain it, right? You're going to burn out from it because it just turns into a vicious cycle, right? Diet, off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon. So the fix is to start simple, okay? Eat and prioritize protein at every meal, okay? I say this so much. Protein is your number 1 building block, okay? The simple rule is to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day, and that's target body weight, okay? So if you're 200 pounds, want to get down to 190 grams. The majority of your diet should be whole foods, okay? What I mean by whole foods is single ingredient foods or as close to as possible, okay? You don't need perfection, you need sustainability. Okay, mistake number 5, only tracking the scale. This one I have to say to every single client, right? The scale only tells part of the story and doesn't give you the full picture, okay? I can be 200 pounds, somebody else can be 200 pounds. I have 10% body fat, they have 20, we look completely different, okay? So the fix, it's more important to track multiple markers to know your efforts are actually working. The things to look for, right? Strength gains, circumference measurements, progress photos monthly, okay? It doesn't need to be weekly, doesn't need to be day to day. Also, how your clothes fit. Progress is more than just the numbers, right? Looks, how you feel, okay? Pay attention to those things because over time, those are going to be what shines more than the number on the scale, okay? So the takeaway, most success in fitness comes from doing the least to elicit the most amount of change. I say that again. You want to do as little as possible to elicit the most amount of change, okay? Meaning doing fewer things better, not doing everything at once, okay? Little things are important. Action steps for this week. Identify one mistake from this list that you're currently making and fix just that. Focus solely on that, okay? The small corrections will add up fast. I hope that's helpful. These are things that I see from beginners all the time. Go ahead, like, subscribe, follow, do your thing. I appreciate y'all. Peace.